Alright, now if you do not have any experience, I would suggest apply to jobs in the beginning when you come here, but you should also start volunteering somewhere. So, for example, if you're getting into retail, then you can volunteer at different thrift stores. I used to volunteer at the MCC thrift store in Edmonton, so if you're coming in Edmonton, you can visit that store. It's pretty easy to get into. Plus, the colleagues there are really amazing. I'll post the Google Maps link in the description, and volunteering will basically help you understand how to actually do the cashier job or the merchandiser job, and what your roles and responsibilities are, how to interact with customers, how to deal with problems that arise, and those will definitely help you during your interview questions. So I definitely recommend volunteering for at least 3 to 6 months while you are still applying for jobs, right? For me, I volunteered for around 6 months before I got my first job, and it definitely helped me answer the interview questions. Also, look out for career events. So these are basically companies that have open job fairs. So they basically just directly invite you to give an interview without looking too much in detail at your resume and stuff, because they're more interested in getting to know you personally. And that's how I got my first job at the Home Depot, and eventually through a series of other jobs, I eventually landed a job at Walmart because they were opening a new store and they were hiring a bunch of people. So you could also look out for that when they're hiring for a new store that's opening at a new location. Finally, you should have a good resume. I can post my resume PDF down in the description, and maybe make another video on how to write a good resume. If you guys want it, just let me know in the comments below. As for how do you actually apply to the jobs, well, there are many online websites available. For example, Indeed.com. You can directly look up the company's website, and a lot of the times they will have the applications on their own website. For example, Walmart Careers, Home Depot, Marshalls, etc., stores. The other way that you can get the attention of the manager is to go to the store directly. This would more likely work for the smaller stores and not for the bigger stores like Walmart and Superstore and stuff like that. For example, if you go to the West Edmonton Mall, they have a bunch of smaller stores available, and it's one of the largest malls here, so you definitely have a lot of chances to get there. So just print out 20 of your resume copies, and then just go to each of the stores, talk to the manager personally, put up a good face, and hand them your resumes. Maybe they'll call you when they need someone. Now, you should have some realistic salary expectations. For retail, like cashier, merchandiser, you can expect around 15 plus an hour, so 15, 16, 17 an hour, depending on the store. And also, in some stores, every year you have a raise. So, for example, 40 cents, 20 cents, depends on the store. For security positions like loss prevention means you're responsible for making sure that people are not stealing. So going around watching suspicious people, and if they seem to be stealing, then you have ways to deal with them. They earn around $18 and above. And then there are uniform security people who earn around $20 and above. It's important to note that for security jobs, you need a security license first, and that's pretty easy. Just sign up into an online course, which costs currently around $100, and you give the online exam, get your license, and that's basically it. For retail jobs, like I said, volunteering is going to be really resourceful for you, and some you might also get without volunteering, but that's up to so yeah. Lastly, I wanted to say about the 3 kinds of availabilities that are available to jobs here. So there's part-time, there's full-time, and there's temporary. Part-time permanent is $20 an hour on 20 hours a week on average. Full-time permanent is 35 to 40 hours a week on average, and temporary is basically a short-term contract. Um, Temporary is probably just part-time. It's a contract for 3 months or 4 months, for example, during the summer, 4 months, and you should expect your salary based on that. So if you're doing part-time, $20 an hour, you don't usually get 20 hours all the time. Sometimes you might get 10, sometimes you might get 15. So keep that in your mind, that you might not get a full-time, you might not get a part-time, you might get a temporary, or you might get a part-time instead of a full-time. So don't just calculate the highest salaries in your head. Keep in mind that you might have lower hours as well. And that's it for now.